So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, why compare an Epiphone Casino to an ES-335? Shouldn't you be comparing it to an ES-330? There's a number of reasons why you should compare it to an ES-330, but there are even better reasons why I can compare it to an ES-335. Number one, I don't have an ES-330. So this is what you're stuck with. Number two, I will compare whatever I damn well please. I'll compare an Epiphone Casino to a tuba if I want to. Number three, there may be some of you who are in a certain budget range. You're looking at, oh, you've saved up, you've got the money, you really want the nice hollow body, and you're looking at the Elitist Casino, and then you can't help but notice that the price of a new Elitist Casino is right around the same price you can get a used ES-335, and you're going, how much do I really like the Beatles? Okay, that's a bad example. How badly do I need to have the guitar that the Beatles played? That's a better way to phrase it. Anyway, the fact of the matter is these two guitars are very, very similar. There's one major difference, which we'll talk about in a minute, but they're two great guitars. You know, for those of you that don't know, the Elitist Epiphones is essentially like an Epiphone custom shop. That's kind of how I've always viewed it. The Elitists are made, higher quality woods, higher quality craftsmanship. They come from a different factory. And of course, a Gibson is a Gibson. This is not the 65 Elitist Casino. It's not a John Lennon Casino. It's the old Elitist Casino, which is not based entirely on vintage appointments, a little bit, but the one big thing is that it has Grover tuners. So there's one very big difference between the Epiphone Casino and the Gibson ES335, and then a number of other still important differences. The biggest difference is that the Epiphone Casino is a fully hollow guitar, whereas the Gibson ES335 is a semi-hollow guitar. So what that means, for those of you that don't know, is on an ES335, or if you're looking at the lower end, if you're looking at an Epiphone Sheridan versus like an Epiphone Standard Casino, a lot of this applies here too. On an ES335, the center of the guitar is all solid, where the pickups are, and then it has two hollow chambers on the outside where you see the F-holes. On an Epiphone Casino, much like a Gibson ES330, which is why I talked about that at the beginning, it is a fully hollow body guitar. Now, the other two biggest differences are probably going to be that the Epiphone Casino has P90s, the Gibson ES335 has humbuckers, and the neck joint is different. So the ES335 is going to give you better access to higher frets. Now, part of the reason for that is because it has a center block. It is more sturdy. They can set the neck a little bit higher on without it worrying about it, the whole thing basically collapsing. On an ES330 or on an Epiphone Casino, that neck joint needs to be set higher, which gives it kind of a different look. The guitar is a little bit shorter overall, and you have less access to the upper frets. I'm plugging into my Marshall Bluesbreaker, which is right here to my right. I am using two pedals. I am using a one-control Prussian blue reverb just to get some light air behind that amp, and then I'm also going to be using an Ibanez TS9 for the overdriven tones. I'm trying to keep it to a pedal that many of you will be more familiar with than some of the smaller companies. Ibanez TS9, that's the overdrive. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.